Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
So check it out. The D6 Squad has merch now. We got hoodies, tees, mugs, whatever you need. Check it out. Link in the description. What's going on YouTube? Sticky546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. The Giants are going to be taking on the Ravens this week. And there's a lot of questions up in the air. First off, Bradbury's coming back. Is that going to improve the defense and make them completely not a sieve the way they were last week? I think they'll be a lot better. But the problem is Darnell Holmes may not be ready to come back either. So that's going to leave that gap in the middle of the defense. Xavier McKinney has been kind of filling in as that slot corner, but you can't expect him to do that consistently because he's not really suited to lock up and play people one-on-one in man coverage in the slot. Maybe he could get away with doing that in a pinch on the outside, but you really don't want him in the slot trying to cover those really shifty, Jarvis Landry type receivers. He did it a couple times last week, but looking at all the plays he played last week, I don't want him doing that consistently. So Darnell Holmes may not be back. Bradbury is going to provide a plus to the defense coming back. The edge rushers on this team, they've been doing a pretty good job against the rushing mobile kind of quarterbacks because they've been doing a great job of just playing their assignment and keeping contained, but they haven't been getting that much pressure at all. It's been really tough to watch because there's no consistent push, and it's all up to the interior, and quarterbacks can just simply it's usually the other way around. Edge rushers come up the field, and then the middle of the pocket allows the quarterback to be able to step up. But now quarterbacks are kind of stepping to the side, resetting, and being able to get the ball out. And Baker Mayfield is a guy that likes to play outside the pocket. Kyler Murray likes to do it, and Lamar Jackson loves to do it too. He's actually also pretty deadly accurate from inside the pocket. So the game plan this week is going to be the same thing it's always been: establish the run and stop the run of the other team. And that's going to be pretty much the way we can win this game. Lamar Jackson is an excellent thrower of the football, but he's the most dynamic running quarterback we've seen in a while. He might be the best running quarterback we've ever seen, ever. He's almost at 1,000 yards again. He's at like 860 or something. So a couple of big games and he's at 1,000 yards again, which is crazy to think about. His rookie year, he had like 600 something yards and he only played 12 games. So he's a guy that's a consistent rushing threat, and he's going to be up there every year. And if we can somehow limit Lamar Jackson or stop him from running the ball, that'll be a huge win for us, make him have to play from the pocket. Now, that's easier said than done because he's so athletic, he can get to the edge. And Carter Coughlin did a great job on Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson was never the speedster. Russell Wilson was never the 4-4, 4-3 guy. He was a 5-5 guy that was really elusive and could get out of situations. But with Carter Coughlin, who's a borderline, I think he was like 4-5 in the mid. He could kind of follow around Russell Wilson and stop him from being able to do too much. But once you put him on Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson, things get really sticky. And we don't have anybody on our defense that can really spy him and just limit him completely. So that's going to be a tough thing to do. Lamar Jackson is explosive. He's probably one of the top 5 most explosive athletes in the entire sport. And then you look at his receiving core. He's got Marquise Brown, who's another explosive guy. I don't know what he officially ran. I don't remember, but he's a 4-2 kind of guy. They've been finally getting the ball in his hands on some shallow crosses, so he'll be able to make plays across the field and create with the ball in his hands. So that's kind of scary if Marquise Brown is going to be able to evolve along with the talent of Lamar Jackson. That's something that the Giants are going to have to look out for. I'm guessing that Bradbury will probably be on him. Peppers will probably be on what I think is still Lamar's number 1 receiver, Mark Andrews. I think they'll probably put Peppers on him. They'll probably have Tate Crowder on him a little bit. And this will probably be Xavier McKinney's first shot to just consistently guard a tight end. I'd love to see that, to see how he plays against a tight end because, let's be honest, that's pretty much what we drafted him for. Now, although the Giants' defense has been exponentially better than what they've been in past years against tight ends this year, it would give a lot of peace of mind to have Xavier McKinney be able to lock up one of the better tight ends in the league and Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews is going to have the height advantage no matter who he plays against. And that's pretty much how he wins. He's a red zone guy. He's a guy that can get up the seam and use his height. Please, please use Evan Ingram that way. I know he can't catch, but at least two out of 5 times he should be able to come down with that. But back to Mark Andrews, he's going to use his height, and the Giants have to be ready for those seam routes and for those red zone kind of routes. Also in the red zone, Dez Bryant finally caught a touchdown pass in the first time in probably like 3 or 4 years. He's back, and I wouldn't underrate him in this game. Now, I'm not saying, between the 20s, but in the red zone, Dez Bryant probably still is a guy who can make some of these catches. Now, the good news is Daniel Jones seems to be on track to play this week. They said they feel good about it. Now, I've been a proponent of saying sit him the rest of the year. Maybe he's healthier than what I think, and he can run around and he can be himself. If he's not right, just sit him for the rest of the year. It's not worth it because this is going to be a tough game anyway. And the offense is broken with the plays that are getting called. The offense is pretty much broken at this point. But if Daniel Jones plays, please let him take some shots down the field. Please let him get some easy completions to start the game like every other quarterback in the league. Every other quarterback in the league has offensive coordinators that work to their strengths. And Garrett, for some reason, is trying to apply Dak Prescott's strengths to Daniel Jones, which aren't the same things. So let's hope that if Daniel Jones plays, Jason Garrett sees what Freddie Kitchens did last week with Colt McCoy, which I wish Freddie Kitchens would have done that with Daniel Jones, but of course he was out. We'll see what he does, and I hope Jason Garrett applies that to Daniel Jones. Now, if he plays, I give us a really good shot at winning this game because just his ability to run the ball is going to help us really get that run game going and start to try to pull away and control the game. But pretty much what it is every week, it's a race to 20 points. Whoever can get there probably will win the game because this offense has been all-time inept. But the defense has been all-time, maybe not all-time, but the defense has been incredibly stout, especially in the red zone. So it's a race to 20 points. Whoever can get there first probably wins this game. It's all up to Wayne Gallman and Daniel Jones on the offense. Sterling Shepard he's been kind of disappearing the past couple of weeks. He's made a couple of clutch grabs, but those were weeks ago. Slayton has been injured. He made a clutch grab, though, I think against the Seahawks. So if we can get just a couple of plays from these receivers and get a solid running game going on, we'll have a shot to win this game. But I mean, the Ravens are 9-4 for a reason. Lamar Jackson has scored 40 points in a row twice the past 2 weeks. Now, one was against the Jaguars, so whatever. But the Giants aren't scoring 40 points on the Jaguars. But Lamar Jackson is trying to push for a playoff spot, and he can't afford to really lose much more. They're 9-4. He probably wants to finish out 12-4, and I think they have the ability to do that. So this is a tough game. Both teams are fighting for playoff implications. If DJ comes back, man, you're on the field. I got to judge you for it. But if he's not right, man, just sit him for the rest of the year. But you guys let me know what you think of this game. And the Giants have a shot. I think we got a shot in every game. We just got to get back to playing the same kind of football that we've been playing all year under Joe Judge and see how the chips fall. So if you made it this deep into the video, I'm calling you a D6 Squad member. If you're a D6 Squad member, you got to hit that subscribe button. You got to turn on that notification bell. And listen, I make all kinds of content for NFL teams, so if you're not a Giants fan, don't worry. I'll cover your team. If I'm not covering your team, let me know, and have a good one.